Welcome to my first product showcase. In this video, I'll be going over a project that I've been working on for the past couple of weeks. It's a simple text extractor extension, and in this video, I'll be going over why I created this project, obviously the project demo, as well as the technologies that I use to create this project. So, I actually have a little story for why I created this project. I was looking for resources on how to learn data structures and algorithms, and I found this really good roadmap website with a bunch of text on it, but I was trying to copy it onto a Google Doc so I could customize it a little and highlight some stuff that I wanted to go over, but the website wouldn't allow me to copy paste, and I got pretty mad at that, and I was trying to look for things to help me copy and paste the whole thing, but I couldn't, and that's why I decided to create this thing, because I realized that maybe there's a way that I could use or create an extension that extracts text from a website, and that's what I did. So let's go over to the project demo. So let's say we have a website that we want to copy text from. I couldn't find the roadmap, unfortunately. I think it got lost somewhere. So I found a different website, or I had a different website that I was on the other day, which is Wattpad. If you ever read Wattpad stories, you know that they don't allow copy pasting. Like, I can highlight this, you can't right click it, I'll try to control C it, go to the doc, and I can't paste it. So with my extension I have right here in the browser extension, there's this text extractor extension. Oh, one more thing before I go over the demo. See, after I created this entire project, I found a tool inside the Chrome Web Store which does exactly what I want to do, but yeah, at least I learned something from creating the project, so that's there. So yeah, let's go to the demo now. So I have this extension. If I press on it, I'll go over to a different tab with a screenshot of the previous tab. So from here, you have this little cropper thing, and you can drag it onto the text that you want to extract. So for me, I'll just drag it over the first paragraph. And we'll go over the limitations of this cropper thing later. As you can see, let's just go over to the other one. We have I couldn't find a way to copy this effect right here, like the custom cropper, but I just made my own with this library that I found. So from here, you can go back to this button right here, and it says extract text. You press that, it should pop up a dialog with all the text from it, and as you can see, you can see the text from the paragraph. And from here, there's a button to copy to clipboard, and there we go, we have our paragraph. And another way that we can use this is on some images. So I just found some text on images. I just looked up text on images just to test this extension, and we'll just go ahead and use it again. And yeah, this is useful when you need to find text on images where you can't obviously copy paste the text on it. And there we go, we have our text right here. So yeah, I think that's it for the demo. I'll go into the approach that I used, and as well as a code review. So here is my project. This will also be found in GitHub, so it'll be linked below if you want to follow along or something. So the two technologies the two languages that I use for this project is JavaScript and Python. And the big libraries that I use for this project is PyTesseract for the actual character recognition, as well as Cropper.js for the cropper box, as you can see here. So this cropper box right here, this is from a library called Cropper.js. I'll link both PyTesseract and Cropper.js in the GitHub repo, as well as the YouTube video description. So the approach that I used for this project is obviously I go to I'll just keep this open. Go to a new tab. With each click, it'll take a screenshot of the whole tab, and then from there you can crop over the part that you want to extract. So how that works in our code is, let's go over to, where did I put it in the editor? This is, yeah, that's right. So in a browser extension, if you haven't created one before, you have this thing called the service worker. So in here, you can add listeners for data that you want to send and receive to different tabs. So what this service worker does, it basically listens for a click on the camera icon, which is this icon right here. Where did it go? Yeah, up here. And once you press that, it'll take the screenshot and then it'll send it to the screenshot.html page from here. So from there, we can go into our editor.js file and we can go over this later. So this is our cropper right here. I had to try to mess around with the aspect ratio because cropper.js doesn't allow for custom drags like what you see in this extension right here. You can't do this custom drag thing. It has to be like a fixed aspect ratio, which is this. I just put this because I found it a little bit easier to extract text with this aspect ratio, but you can change it to whatever you like. From here, alright, let's see what else we got to go over. So we have our extract text button, which is this button right here. And when you press that button, it'll open up a dialog box, which you can see in our HTML page. We have the dialog box, and we have a little p tag with the ID OCR text you can see here. And this is the p tag that we display our text in. And we get the text from making a call to our backend or our RESTful API, which I implemented using Flask API, which is also another framework that I used, I guess. So in our Python files, you'll see we have our main.py, which is the one that we run. So this is all our, I also don't know why I paired this here. I think I was messing around with something before. Let's take that out. So we have our OpenCV. We don't need this one. And alright, this is the two big libraries, Flask, and we have Flask cores. So what this cores does, it basically disables the cross-origin request service thing. So it allows us to request it from any domain. And I split up the routes into a different file because it just makes it easier to read. I didn't want all of this stuff to be in the same file, so that's what this is. It just imports routes, and then we run our server. So in our routes file, we have two routes. We have our main route. This one doesn't really do anything. It just serves as a test route. And this is our main endpoint, where it's called get text. So it just gets a text. And here we can see we have a post request, a basic post request. And the approach that I use to extract the text is to actually convert the screenshot into a base64 link. And that's because I didn't want to send over static image files through an API, which I have to find like a storage space for that and everything. I didn't want to deal with all that. And I found base64 encoding, which was pretty cool. You can just store the entire image inside a base64 URL, and that'll take care of everything. So that's what this does. We have our little image equal to base64, and that function is right here. So it just uses OpenCV to decode the image into base64. And from there, we have, what else do we have? So we have our PyTesseract. So this is what I like about PyTesseract. You don't really need to do anything else except for this. We can just call this one function, and it'll just return the text as a string, which we return right here. And all the other ones are just like some error checks that if anything goes wrong, we'll just throw an error. And yeah, I was also messing around with some image processing techniques for improving image quality to extract the text better. And these are all the techniques that I tried, which is normalization, grayscaling, denoising, sharpening, and thresholding. So these all just make the image better quality for the PyTesseract to read better. So yeah, that's basically the project demo. Hope you found the video interesting, and yeah, if you want to try to recreate this, the GitHub repo is below, and if you want to test it locally, you can try doing that too.